Welcome to Wilson's Wild Ride, where we do everything RV and travel. If these things interest you, please subscribe, hit that notification so you never miss a beat. Today we're going to be changing these LP hoses up next. Okay. These hoses are the ones that come with the campers, and as you can see, they're like a rubber lining, and they can dry rot very easily and crack. And when they crack, then you're going to start losing your gas, and then you'll start smelling it outside, and that's not safe. So what I recommend do is, as soon as you can, go ahead and let's swap these out as soon as possible. I did, however, I got one of these little gauges that I put on there, but all that does is extend it out, makes it very difficult, and makes it really bend sharper, which ends up not good for your hoses anyway. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut both valves, make sure my gas is all the way off.
On both tanks?
On both tanks, that's right.
Okay.
All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect both of these tanks. All right. And then I'm going to take this off. Set that right there. Now, really the only tool that you're going to need for this is like a crescent wrench. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to break these loose, and we're just you all right? So we're going to break these loose. We're going to take these out.
I just don't know where I'm gonna stop it. That's okay.
All right.
So these hoses come off,
yep,
right?
These hoses gonna come off.
Okay.
I've already kind of broke them loose a little bit. There we go. And
so you have to take them off at the big knuckle, right? At that last big knuckle.
Yeah.
Right here.
Correct.
Okay.
So these gonna come off, and they had thread lock on these things. Normally they don't do that, and which is kind of a pain in the butt, but anyways.
Okay, so I can smell gas. Is that safe?
Yeah, that's just what was left in this line right here.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're not putting thread lock on.
Okay,
what we're going to do is we are going to put, this is Teflon tape that you can put on these threads. Technically, they say if you put brass to brass, you don't necessarily need the tape. But I don't like the idea of not having some sort of sealant in my threads. Okay. So proper way to do this, hold what you want to thread in your left hand, all right, and then you're going to peel back the Teflon tape where it looks like this. You're going to put your left thumb holding it like this, and you're going to just come around just like that. And that keeps it good and tight. And the reason that you do it this way is because when we go to thread this on, we want, as we're tightening it, we don't want this to loosen back up. So if I would have did it the other way and tightened it on there, what would have happened is the end would have started unraveling on me, and yet that is not what you want. Okay. All right, so hard part is trying to get this started, because this doesn't swivel like the other one did, but we got it started now. All right, so we're going to turn it by hand as far as we can, and then we're going to take the crescent wrench and we're going to finish tightening her up.
Okay, so you did. Okay.
Just like that.
Now what?
All right. Now that one's on there. I got to do these same with the other. Now they put these on here to protect the threads. We don't need those. So I'm just taking them off. And like I said, once again, hold it with your left hand. Hold that with your thumb. Pull it tight and just wrap it around. Yeah, see, the other ones, they they actually spun right here, which these will too, but they're new and they don't like to. So instead of doing that, I'm just working with them anyways. There we go, we got it started. Like I said, I like the braided stainless steel hoses because they're not gonna dry rot on you. They're not gonna, not saying you won't ever have to change them out again, but chances are you probably won't.
Okay.
All right, we're almost there. Then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rotate these bottles a little bit.
Why?
Well, because I want to be able to have these hoses like where these hoses aren't hitting the door.
Oh, gotcha.
Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to see if I can't loosen this up a little bit more. Turn. There we go, something like that.
Oh, I see. And then you just connect.
Yep, and then we just connect the bottles back up. And I like these. Not all of them come with these little gauges on them, but man, these gauges are great because you can just open this door and you can look to see how much fuel you have in your tanks, and that's just really nice to be able to do. And this one, so those should swivel, so that way once you get your hoses where you want them, you should be able to turn those. And so we're going to go back to this bottle right here. We're putting gas back into the.
And we did tell you guys about the changing the gas on the other trailer, the travel trailer, right?
Yep. Now
that when we were changing those tanks out.
I'm going to tighten this one up a little bit more. I think it might not be quite tight enough.
Are you smelling gas?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's a good way to test. I mean, you turn it on if you can smell it, because you can smell propane. You want to make sure it's sealed. I don't like to over tighten, but at the same time it still has to be tight enough. If you see our other video, we explain where you can get your propane and how you can get it filled. Right now we're at a KOA in Commerce, Georgia, and which most of your KOAs do have a filling station here, and right now they're actually cheaper than Tractor Supply. So guess where I'm getting my fuel from?
Yeah, well, it's always cheaper to do it in bulk like that instead of trying to get a switch out. And some of these, with this new fifth wheel, we have these big huge tanks here, so
it's true. I think we're good.
Okay.
You can smell it. I mean, it's got a strong odor to it, you know, so you can smell it. Now I'm gonna shut this side, and I'm gonna test this other side over here. Because I'll open this side back up, turn the valve over here. That way we're pulling off this tank for now. This one's closed. And I like to do that, like I said in my other video, I like to do that. That way when this guy goes empty, you know you still got this one. If you leave both of these open and you're allowing the camper to pull off both tanks, whenever you go empty, that means both of them are empty at that time, and then you just hope it's not cold. Hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to enjoy the ride.